Good morning, good morning. That was Mercy Me, I Can Only Imagine. And this is Misty Dawn and Kenneth O'Neal here in the studio at Encore Radio. Good morning.
Good morning to you.
It's a shocking day again.
A shocking day. Don't get too close.
That's right. I need to figure out what's going on there.
I know.
Oh,
Gosh,
golly.
can you believe it that we're finally having some of this great spring
Oh,
weather?
man, we needed that rain.
We need the rain, yeah.
That was good.
That was nice,
refreshing
very nice.
and
This
crisp.
morning,
Yeah, I like that.
Clear skies.
Mhm.
What, 50 degrees?
I don't know. It says 36 over here. That is not right. It is
Okay.
not 36 out there.
No.
So I think you're right. In the 50s somewhere.
In the 50s.
We'll see.
That's,
yeah.
It's wonderful. It's going to be a great week, I understand. Just wonderful.
Yeah.
We got
Yeah.
Shrove Tuesday coming up, pancake suppers.
Yum.
Wednesday,
Yeah.
Ash Wednesday. It's just a great
Yeah,
time
a lot
of
of
year.
churches have services on Ash Wednesday.
Yes, a lot of great stuff. So, and headed up to Easter, which is on April the 5th, I believe.
It's earlier
Early
in the
this
month.
year.
The first is on a Wednesday. Yeah.
Boy,
Awesome.
wow.
Isn't that amazing?
Can you believe we got that all right?
Somebody will fact check us out there, right? Please
I
do.
bet they will. It's good to have back checkers.
There you go. We
Right.
need fact checkers. Yeah.
So today's, we're here for a purpose.
Yes. Indeed.
Our
Every
purpose
Monday.
is to give people a word for the week.
All right.
Starting today, this is for the week of February 16th.
Not just today, but this week. Yeah.
We want them to go all through the week. And the word this week is potential.
And I'm getting my pen and paper.
Getting your pen and paper so you can take notes, and then I know later on you might even speak about it again.
I might.
My potential.
I might. Potentially, I might.
Potentially.
Oh, my. Ba-dum-bum.
Okay, so the potential, that word is very powerful. And it talks about hope and possibility, but it also has responsibility. So it is that capacity that we have to become something greater than what we are today. And last week, I was so honored. I mean, this is just such a blessing to me. But
Nice.
You're familiar with the Christian Women's Job
Yes.
Corps?
Uh-huh.
All right.
Yeah.
So this semester, they're in their spring semester. They have 19 ladies.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
And I get to teach every week for 12 weeks.
That's awesome.
And we
That's awesome.
started off, and that is one of the things we really talked about is the hidden potential in those ladies. In the
definitely.
future, if they focus, be intentional, and have a plan, that potentiality can come out. And it's not about what you could do, but what you could become.
Nice.
What can you become? What is the person that you can become? So it's really talking about the power that is within us. And I always think when you talk about potential and what people can do or what they didn't do, we look at the cemeteries.
Okay.
And I've heard it said the cemeteries are the wealthiest ground in the world.
Oh, boy.
Because there's where the books that were never written,
Yes.
the songs never sung, and the relationships that were never completed. Because a lot of people say it's because of self-esteem problems.
Okay.
And so potential has to be activated. You got to develop it. There's got to be some action. You got to put it into motion. And that's where we've been talking ever since I wrote the book in 23, the circle of gumption. And it means your initiative, your get up and go, your movement.
Okay.
And that's where it comes in. And you don't have to be great to start, but you got to
just do it.
start to be
Yeah,
great, and you can
nice.
do it. So everybody has the potential to write a book, write a song, repair a relationship, improve their health, and to grow spiritually. So that potential stays buried in a lot of people. And remember, I heard somebody say one time, they say, do not let your music die with you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when we talk about legacy.
Okay.
So real
Okay.
quick, we'll look at the wheel of balance here.
Right.
And when we're talking about the balance in the alignment of a professional life with your personal life, and we talk about the 7 wheels, or the 7 spokes rather, on the wheel of life. And I'll just take one of them. Your mental potential to learn and become wiser. You know, you've got that potential in there for knowledge and wisdom and growth and experience. And when you have unbalanced potential, and you maybe are really successful in one area, maybe from a financial standpoint you're really, but you can have, you've got financial potential, but you might lose your health because you created all that wealth through not taking good care of yourself. And so true success is when all of the spokes of the wheel are in alignment and they're growing together. Now, you know, we always like, when we're looking at these words, we always like to go back into history. And can you think of somebody that had great potential, but they blew it? They did
golly.
something wrong. They really messed up. And this is a historical, I mean, almost an epic story.
The one you're thinking
The
of.
one I'm
Okay, there's
thinking
probably
of.
several like
There-
this. Yeah. I think of different, there's probably criminals out there you think of that have great potential and
Right.
they used it in the wrong way. And that's what's coming to mind in
Yeah.
a general
Yeah.
way. For
In
me.
a general way. And that's,
mhm.
yeah, you're right. There's probably lots and lots of those people. But the one that I got
Mhm.
is this guy, Benedict Arnold.
Okay.
You remember that name?
Okay, the name, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he was a general in the Continental Army. And what he did, he defected to the British.
Okay.
And the
Okay.
reason he did it, he was a brilliant military officer. In fact, he was a general at the time this happened. But he allowed bitterness. He was all upset, because he didn't get certain things. He's a very prideful person, grew
Okay.
up in
Okay.
a poor family. But he allowed that to come over him, and he betrayed his country. And so we don't remember all his great talent.
Yeah.
He was a great soldier,
Yeah.
but his potential was great, but his character failed.
Mm.
And so when we have potential, but we have no integrity, no character, then we lose that potential. And you and I, as we were growing up, what did do you remember people saying to you? Reach your full potential. Unlock your potential. High potential employees. Everybody was talking about. So that creates a lot of confusion when we keep telling people to do that, because some people actually believe potential will guarantee your success, but it doesn't.
Yeah. Yeah.
Talent, that's not enough.
Mm-mm.
Your gifts,
Mhm.
effort is optional, so people don't do it.
Right.
So you must make a choice. We always talk about the way to success. True success is to replace bad habits with good habits. And so you must do it in your work, your discipline, your character, your sacrifice. And so ask the question, what potential is inside you? And why have you not used it? What about the relationship needs healing? A dream that needs some action? A calling you've been avoiding? What about this salesman? He could be really, really great.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They have a story about Zig Ziglar when he first started selling, and he was selling pots and pans. He'd
Really?
go door to door,
Oh, yeah?
sell them, and then he would cook a meal in the pans. Do you remember people doing that? He would cook
Not
the meal.
exactly that, but yes, the door to door.
Right,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
door to door. And they said a guy named Merrill, who became his tutor and his mentor,
Mm-hmm.
told him, he said, Zig, you have the greatest potential of anybody, and you're at the bottom of the totem pole here, and you need to get started. And the next year, once he got his mindset properly, and he began to believe he could do it, he became the #1 salesperson.
Nice.
and was very, very
Nice.
successful.
Yeah.
So there's 3 steps
Okay.
to actually activate your potential. So your vision, ask yourself, what would my life look like in 1 year if I reached down and used all of my potential? Just in 1 year, a vision for 1 year.
Right. Right.
Number 2 would be use your gumption. Get started. Take that one small action step and do it today. That's why we talk about these words, potential. Take it and say, and think about it. I mean, these are, very short times that we have. And I wrote this thing. I said, welcome to our weekly time together. A few minutes to think, reflect, and grow.
There you go. There you go.
Grow.
Yeah,
Grow. Become
yeah.
the person you were meant to be. It's all about service and legacy. So step 3,
Okay.
after your vision, after using your gumption, is your balance. Choose one spoke of the wheel that you will strengthen this week,
Yeah.
and then move to another spoke the next week. So that's 7 or 8 weeks of really working on it.
Nice.
So
Nice.
small steps. We've talked about this before. Hurricanes and tornadoes, they just destroy everything in the world and they get all the attention. But the worst thing are those little pests, those termites.
Yeah, they just do a
They
do
just
a number,
do a
don't they?
little bit,
Yeah.
just a little bit. So I wrote this weekly affirmation. My daughter one time, she was like 4 or 5, and we were giving her affirmations, be
Nice.
positive.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so she wrote something that said, I feel great, I feel fine, and I feel this way all the time.
Nice.
Isn't that
Nice.
great from a
Yeah.
5-year-old?
Yeah.
Wow.
With the mouths of babes. Yeah.
So, affirmation regarding your potential. I'm a person of great potential with faith, gumption, and balance. Faith, gumption, and balance. I will develop my gifts and my talents and use them to serve others. Ziegler said you can be and do and have everything in life you want if you will work with and serve other people.
Nice.
So as we close here, if this message speaks to your heart, you're out there listening to us, I'd love to continue this conversation
Okay.
with you. We have what we call a discovery session, and to sign up and get on the calendar for that, you just go to croneal.com, KRONEAL.com, and it'll be a little icon there. You can say, calendar for our meeting and our conversation.
great.
So
Great.
you were created. Ziegler said, plan your work your plan, but you were created to win in life, but you've got to get started. Now, I got 2 stories I want to end with here.
Okay. All right.
All right. Do you remember, now this was in 1901.
I don't.
You don't remember
I wasn't
that.
there. You weren't either.
I wasn't either. But it was over in southeast Texas,
Okay.
south of Beaumont,
Okay.
and they weren't, of course, in those times there was not a lot of money, and they didn't really know what all they had.
Sure.
But there were some landmen or oil men came by and talked to this guy, and they drilled a well over there.
Oh boy.
But then they came back at the beginning of the Depression. They came back, and they said, we've got some more technology. We think we'll go deeper here, and that's when they founded Spindletop.
Okay.
The
Is that where it
greatest-
started?
Yeah, that's where it
Nice,
started,
nice.
right then. All right.
Nice.
And of course, now you ask, okay, so the guy that owned the property, he became a millionaire just overnight.
Of course. Right. Right.
Now, when did that guy really become a millionaire?
Mm,
He just never reached his potential.
potential. Probably 1901 is what I'm gathering.
Right.
Yeah.
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 So that's what we need to realize about the potential that we have. Maybe we need a little work or whatever. And that's really where when I think about it, that's where coaching comes in. Have a mentor.
Pulling it out.
And do you remember the name Alexander the Great?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know that he had a mentor? He had a coach. He had a tutor.
All right. That's cool. That's cool.
Who do you think it was?
I don't know.
Aristotle.
Nice. Okay.
Okay. So
Yeah,
when he
that
was
makes sense.
eight
Yeah.
years old, Alexander's father hired Aristotle to coach his son. And I wrote this quote. I said, "A coach will lead a man or woman to greatness."
Nice.
And,
Nice.
and even so great, you can rule the world. And that's what Alexander the Great did.
Nice.
Rule the world.
I laugh because I remember a story about George and Barbara Bush
Yeah.
going back home, and she saw they were getting gas, and she saw one of her old high school sweethearts. I hope the details are correct, but pumping gas for them, and President Bush at the time said, "See, honey, you could have been with him, but you're with me, you know." And she looked at him and said something like, "You could have been that gentleman," because basically she's implying that she made him great.
Right, yeah.
So she was his coach. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Behind
right.
every great man is a great woman.
man's
That
a
kind of
great
saying.
woman,
Yeah. Yeah.
And so we'll finish with this. This is a little bit funny, but there was a fable story, folklore that was written years and years ago about the eagle and the chickens.
Okay.
So the egg was laid in the chicken yard.
Okay.
What they thought was a chicken
Okay.
came,
Became.
but it was actually an eaglet.
Okay.
So the eaglet was running around in the yard and doing exactly like the chickens,
Yeah,
you know, pecking
yeah.
at the worms and
Sure.
the insects
Doing
and
all
stuff
the
like
bird
that.
things. Yeah.
But one day, as he got older and older, he looked up in the sky and he asked the other chickens, "What is that flying?"
Okay.
And he said, "That's an eagle." And then the farmer said, "You know, you're an eagle, but you've been playing with the chickens."
No. Okay. Yeah.
So that's where atmosphere and environment comes in on watching our mental input, which we keep putting garbage in our mind. We'll never reach our true potential.
Right. Right.
And that's what. So what is it?
Yeah. That's a great word for this week.
It's so powerful. I mean, it's such a great word, and it really does mean looking deep within yourself, as we
Okay.
talked about.
Yeah.
Reflection.
Nice.
What can I do this week? What can I do today that will open up that potential? I mean, a lot of people have had a lot of ideas, and they never
Put them to
went to work.
Right.
That's right.
Right. Well, thank
So
you,
thank
Kenneth. I
you.
appreciate that.
That
Good
was
word
great.
for the week, potential. And we look forward to next time.
Oh, I always look forward to it. Yes,
next
it's
week,
wonderful.
Next week.
Thank
Now,
you.
As we were talking, I was thinking about what song kind of reflects what you're talking about. I've gotten away from doing that. And I think Whitney Houston's Greatest Love of All reflects on potential. You know,
I
it starts
think you're
out
right.
the greatest, the children becoming what they can.
That's
so
right.
let's hear that
Let's
up
hear it.
next. All right.
Turn it up.
Turn it up.